You're listening to.
You are listening to.
You're listening.
Yo, what up, bitches? You're listening to Hey Poopy Podcast. Get your shit on.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
I'm just, trying to find a place with like-minded people to talk about like-minded things about me, about poop and stuff.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
Oh man, what's this right here? Is this a podcast about poop?
And now, the Hey Poopy Podcast with Dave and Ellen.
Ah, yes. I love that song.
Hey, everybody. It's dump day.
Yes, it is dump day. And we have
a brand new, awesome episode for you. This is episode 62, but it'll always be number 2 to us. And this is Hey Poopy Podcast with
Dave
and Ellen.
And it's a hot batch episode.
Guest. Yeah.
Yes, we have a great, fantastic guest. Matty Glitterati is on the show with us. Thank you.
How are you? Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yes, we're so happy to have you on the show.
Too.
We're very excited.
Oh my gosh. I mean, like, I have been listening to your guys' show just like, and catching up. And I mean, it's hey, I always love talking about poop. So, like,
well, you found the perfect place. This is the perfect place for it. we embrace
Matty, I technically know who you are through Stormy Weather's house 2 summers ago.
Oh, shit.
When you did an excellent butt plug. You did this excellent butt plug performance on the wall of her house. And
yeah.
I will never forget that. So.
Oh my God, no. It was yeah, because I've known Stormy for 5 years. She's my. I don't want to call her grandma because she'll slap me. No, but she really taught me about everything, like with nightlife and just like being a performer and everything. So I've known Stormy for a really long time.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's amazing.
And when we were doing she used to have a show called Mean Harder Leather with Go Harder and Misty Meaner. And they did that at I think it was a place called Big 27. It was like a lone gay bar in Gramercy. It was completely like made no sense. Then we did we did a reunion little show on Fire Island at her place out there 2 years ago, and I did my puppy number there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember your butt plug popping out and landing in the sand. And I thought you picked up the same butt plug and stuck it back in. But I was told that it was a brand new butt plug, so thank God.
Yeah, so the whole thing was that, like, the whole number is, like, it's, like, the guy gets over work and has these 2 packages, and he turns into, like, total, like, puppy play. Like, opens up one as, like, a mask, and the other one is, like, a puppy tail. And and the first, I had 2 different size puppy tail butt plugs, and a small one, and then I had a big one. And at Stormy's house, there's like a 10-foot drop off of that ledge, and it's just sand, underneath it, and it's like 10 feet. So I dropped the small butt plug accidentally, and I had the second one like set and ready to go, but I was like, all right, we're just going for the big one. We're just going full in. Okay.
Oh my God.
Luckily I had a mask, so no one saw the faces that I was making.
Well, you're a true professional then, a true professional. The show always must go on, right?
Hey, and without poppers. So there you go.
Nice. Wow.
Woo!
Well, I'm glad we got
You're the first person to talk about poppers on this podcast, so we're going to ask you some questions about that. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So,
that's my drag name.
Matty, before we go into exactly who you are, though, I want to go into what your poo do. So how have you been pooping recently?
I've been pooping a lot, recently since I've been under quarantine.
Your quarantine shits have been good?
Yeah, no, they've been really good. I'm hunkered down in Brooklyn with my boyfriend, and his roommates. There's there's 6 of us in this apartment.
Oh my God.
But there is a basement and a backyard and a front porch.
Oh, okay.
So
you have some space.
And there may or may not be a hot tub, but I'm only slightly bragging about that. But my friend Shelton, his boyfriend is actually a chef. So we have been. So if you're gonna get quarantined with a chef.
Awesome. So fancy.
And, no, it's quite nice. We're getting all the necessary nutrients in, and I'm like, okay, all right.
And you're shitting them right out.
From
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, and from somebody that has their own poop issues, it's always kind of makes you nervous, but they've been very good. I mean, I would say they've been about out of 1 to 10, they've been about probably a good solid 8. Solid 8.
Oh, cool. Do you know the Bristol stool chart?
No, I don't. Please explain to me.
Oh, maybe I could text you a copy of it really quickly so you could just tell me what it looks like on the Bristol stool chart.
Basically, it's a little graph of it's like a little graph of poops, and it goes from 1 to 7, and 1 being you have you're constipated. It's hard nuggets, and then 7's just loose, just fucking diarrhea, just fucking butt pee-pee, as Ellen calls it.
Maybe not.
And 4,
maybe not a 7.
Yeah, 4 is the gold standard, a nice solid log. It's perfectly smooth, just pushes out. There's no push. It's kind of just slides out of you. So usually we kind of go.
Okay. That's the gold standard.
Yeah, 4 is kind of where you want to be, but usually most people are between a 3 and a 5 somewhere.
Oh my God. I'm gonna just say I'm a 5.5.
Okay.
Ooh, a little looser.
I'm a 5.5 today. Yeah, I mean, I've been drinking a lot of tequila, so.
Nice. Oh, we should also mention to people at home that
can sometimes make it looser.
We should also mention to people at home that due to the coronavirus, we're all doing this via phone. So there might be little pauses and gaps and things for people out listening at home. But we're all doing this in remote, our own, I guess, homes or places where we live, which I guess is a home.
We're being responsible people by staying quarantined.
Yeah, stay the fuck out of public spaces and wash your hands.
Yes.
Exactly. But we're staying responsible, but we still want to give you quality poopy content.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that just makes me so happy. I'm sorry. I've been so excited about doing.
Well, that makes us happy.
Woo! Dave, what about you? How's your quarantine shit's been going?
Might have been pretty, I would say around 5 to 6s. I've been
oh, they're a little looser.
Yeah. I mean, I've been trying to eat well, but I've been snacking a little bit more than I usually do. So I think that's, so they have been a little loose in the caboose, as they say.
Yeah.
But,
hey. Yeah. Well, stress affects all of that.
Yeah, completely.
It totally does.
With your gut and everything, I mean, we don't know exactly what's all going on right now. So it's
yeah.
And it totally affects your dietary track.
I agree.
100%.
Ellen, how your poop's been?
Yesterday, I barely pinched off anything, and I realized it was because I forgot my psyllium husk the other day. Even though I'm stuck at home with all my supplements, I forget some of them sometimes. But last night I did a huge glass of psyllium husk before I went to bed, and today I was actually FaceTiming with my friend Penny, and I stood up to take something into the kitchen, and I had to poop so badly, and I thank God she's a close friend of mine, but she totally stayed on FaceTime with me while I
Are you on FaceTime?
Oh. And I was on FaceTime with her, and it totally
a whole new level.
Yeah.
It is. It totally fell out of me like a Fast and Furious Bristol 4. And she was even impressed. She was like, you were barely on the toilet. And I was like, it was ready to come out. There's no push, no wipe, no nothing. It was good to go.
Duty calls.
Like birthing a little baby. There you go.
Yeah.
So that's a true friend when you can stay on FaceTime and they can watch you She didn't watch me like literally shit. She watched my face while I was on the bowl.
Oh yeah, we get it.
And that's half the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just said that our friendship has now deepened to a next level.
You missed my sound effect.
Definitely.
You talked over my sound effect, Ellen. It's okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm not going to play it again now. That's a true friend.
Yes. Yes, it is. So, Matty Glitterati, tell us.
Hi.
Who are you? What do you do? And then let's go into your poo.
I mean, we know you put dildos.
Yeah.
You have a whole dildo act.
Well, I reside in New York today, and lived here for 11 years, pushing 12, pushing very much close to 12 in August.
Nice.
But I DJ and produce parties. Yeah, I have a residency at Club Cumming. I do a party called Femme.
Oh
every
yeah.
Friday night.
Yeah, our friend, my friend, Bombazine Bean, works with you a lot.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God, you know Bean?
Yeah.
Yes.
She's awesome.
Bean is oh my God, she's my favorite person to talk poop about.
Yeah, she's the best. I love her.
Yeah, Bean, her and I are like yin and yang.
Oh.
She's in fucking Vermont, luckily.
Yeah, I know, right? She got out of town.
Yeah, she was like, get out. No, I produce parties, and I also sew and make costumes. I've done costumes for the Black Party, and like a lot of like circuit parties and Fire Island and everything. Pretty much I make the most with the least amount of clothes possible.
Oh, excellent.
That's awesome.
That sounds amazing.
It's fun. I definitely enjoy it. So, and it's been with this quarantine. It's been a lot of time to really just kind of like focus on more stuff and just kind of getting back to the basics of, what you do with your craft, you
Right.
know, and like being like, all right, what can I be focusing on now? And so, trying to be sewing a lot and just doing some DJ mixes and stuff like that. So
Amazing.
You can also sew some masks for the hospitals because they are.
Yeah, actually, we who I'm here, Sheldon, he actually just got gifted another sewing machine. So that's our next plan for tomorrow is to be sewing a lot of face masks for some of our friends that are first responders that are
That's
like,
awesome.
Oh, it's amazing.
Would love some masks. So, yeah, so try and do that and get that all out there.
Totally.
Excellent.
I have a sewing machine, but zero fabric in my house unless I like take apart my clothing. I wish I could join in on the sewing with the mask.
Which you can do. Oh my God, all of that stuff that you don't want to use anymore, all that stuff you don't want to wear anymore.
I know. I need to
Reuse
do some spring cleaning and cut up my clothing to make masks.
I can't even sew, so
Right.
that's a problem for me.
I would want to say that it's not that hard, but it is. But
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
So, Matty, let's get into some of our questions. And I want to start off with, let's talk about poppers, because you brought them
Poppers. Oh my God, do you know my drag name?
Yes. What is it?
My drag name is Popper Posey.
That's so good.
Excellent.
Oh my God, that is so awesome.
Oh my God, you want make me? I've been making lists of movies that I want to watch while in quarantine that I haven't watched in like decades, and now you just made me realize how many Parker Posey movies I need to catch up on.
Oh,
Watch
tons.
Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah.
Watch Josie and the Pussycats. Everyone forgets about it, but it's so good.
I'll have to check it out.
It's her and Alan Cumming, and it's just fucking ridiculous.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But poppers, what do you want to know? I know so much about them.
Well, we've talked to, so yes, we understand our podcast is mostly a poops and farts podcast, but we also like to just dive into anything that's butt health, because butt health is, where poops and farts start. So
Yeah.
we like everything that's like I talked about my hemorrhoids on here. Or we've talked about anal sex with Dr. Evan Goldstein on here. So tell us, why do people use poppers?
The poppers are, it's amyl nitrate is what it is.
Yeah.
And actually in like Studio 54, the fucking owner actually like pumped them through the ventilation system.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, he totally did. He totally did. And because what it does, because if you're not actually fucking, it loosens you up. It gives you a body flush of a kind of a high, and just kind of it makes you feel like a little loosey goosey.
Wow.
Before you go any further, I have tried poppers, but I've sniffed poppers before at a friend's place.
Yeah.
And it's like crazy, like the head rush that you get, and like how like just you feel for like, you know, a little bit, just like, yeah, like you said, like loose and just kind of like, whoa. It's like a full body thing for me.
And exactly, because like it does a whole full body thing, but what it also does is it loosens up muscles that you need for anal sex and or oral sex.
Oh.
So I mean, like if you're trying to like deep throat someone, or if you're trying to, I mean, like if taking a big dick or any dick. You know what I mean? Like it's if you're having anal sex, like literally, poppers just helps with that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Interesting.
So you breathe through that, it releases those. It kind of releases and relaxes those muscles. So when your head is like getting in, and you're like, oh my god. But
it's kind of like, oh, hey man, we're all friends here. It's cool. Come on in.
Yeah, that's exactly what it does. Exactly what it does. Out of all the orifices.
I kind of talked about poppers with Ryan Keeley, but she was still like new to it too. So it's better to have the advice of somebody who's used them more often.
Oh my god! I mean, like it's and there's so many different grades of them. I mean, like you can go to a bodega in New York and find a bottle of Rush, which is going to give you a headache for the next like 3 hours after you use it. But then, I mean, like, yeah, because I mean, well, yeah, you can't sell poppers. It has to be advertised as like VCR cleaner.
I think I read that. Yeah, I think I read that somewhere. Yes.
Yeah.
No, Ryan Keeley said that to us.
They're like called head.
Yeah,
it's like head cleaners. That's what they call it, head cleaners.
Yeah.
For tapes.
So yeah. So it's the whole thing to where like it's technically illegal. I remember there was one time because my parents live in Phoenix, and I was there for like 2 weeks, and I just went by a sex shop called Zorba's. And I Zorba's sex shop. Hello.
Oh my god.
I went to this house and said, hey, can I get those poppers down there? And she said, no, I can't sell those to you. And she wouldn't sell them to me specifically because I called them poppers.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Like, so it's certain different things in certain areas, but I mean, like it's nothing worse than it's the best comparable thing is like Whippet.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah, I mean.
Yes, having tried both. Yes, that is. Yeah, you're right. It is like kind of similar to Whippet. It's like that quick like head rush, and you're kind of like, ooh, everything's flushed.
And then it's like, and then it's my favorite thing to do is get someone like give them poppers for the first time, be like 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, here I got you. All right, cool.
Oh my god, that is awesome.
And they're like, and then like 15 seconds later, and like, and then you're fine, right? And they're like, "Whoa, what the fuck just happened?" And I'm like, I got an entire bar full of straight people like high on poppers one time. that was really fun.
That sounds like some kind of scavenger. That sounds like some kind of scavenger list type of thing, like a big challenge.
God. Yeah.
Get these people high.
It was funny. It was funny because like I opened them up and there was some random trick. I was just like, "Are those poppers?" And I was like, "You know what these are?"
Oh shit!
Yeah,
that's awesome.
But no. I mean, like they're really kind of crucial for gay sex, especially. I mean, like it's not. I guess it's not necessary, but it
helps.
It definitely helps. Yes, like very very much so.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, when we get out of quarantine, I want to party with you.
Yeah, right.
God, yeah. We'll have a cute little time.
Oh my god. Yeah, you'll be our popper. You'll be our
So,
popper
Matty,
Sherpa.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a little popper shaman.
Yes.
There you go.
Instead of ayahuasca ceremonies, there'll be proper ceremonies with Matty
Oh my
Glitterati.
And everyone's just gonna leave it like, why is my head pounding?
That sounds like an awesome party show. Like I'd go to that.
Oh my god.
I actually did. There was it's what is Club Coming now. It used to be called Eastern Block.
Okay.
It's on East 6th and Avenue Way. And it's just like that's like where I learned how to DJ like 10 years ago, and it's just a crucial club, like just in gay New York nightlife in the Lower East Side. And they had a right before they closed, they did the Miss Eastern Block pageant, and I did an entire poppers number. And yeah, and I did poppers on stage, and I had like probably the size of like a laptop. I did like a rush bottle, and then like cut out of cardboard like a jumbo sized thing of another brand's called like Jungle Juice, and I did it to Gwen Stefani's "Why'd You Go Make Me Like You."
That's
God.
awesome.
That's hilarious.
It was stupid.
So, Matty, do you have any poop stories you want to share with us, or should I go straight into questions?
I have so many poop stories.
Please tell us.
Yeah, let us know.
Okay. So I actually had an abscess.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was crazy. I didn't know what was I didn't know what was wrong with me, and I just felt like all this pressure, and I thought that I was sick, and I thought that I was like, oh my god, I have chlamydia or something, because I am a sex positive person, and I'm like, okay, cool. But then nothing was treating it, and then I actually wound up having to go to the ER.
Oh.
Yeah, it was rough. But
And the abscess was in your butt?
it was right between. It was between my rectum and then my prostate.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
So it was a little abscess that was right there. And that's where it was growing. And it made it so I couldn't poop. And that's
Wow.
It's been one of those things to where I kind of can realize when something's wrong, because I will tell I guess the best way to put it is if my poop is flatlined. It totally changes shape, and I'm like, whoa, no, hey, you feel pressure there, and then but then it's just all right, that does not look like a normal poop, or you just get constipated, and it was just it was just super scary because I didn't know what was wrong with me, you know?
Yeah.
And then I live up in Washington Heights on 1/2. So I went to the hospital that was right up there. And no one also could figure out what was wrong with me.
Wow.
Oof.
It was honestly crazy. Really was. It was crazy. And it's also a teaching hospital. So the amount of fingers that were up my asshole,
Because they're all learning on your butt.
They're all learning, and they're like, oh hey, and I'm and I look up, and I'm there's 7 people around me, and a doctor feeling around my ass, and I'm
oh my god,
dude, I usually ask for dinner at least.
Yeah.
On.
Or get paid for a show.
I know, right? I'm I usually get paid for this shit. Come on.
Oh my god.
But no one could figure out what it was. I was in the ER for 12 hours.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was crazy. And then they finally I did a CAT scan, do the whole thing. Like, had to go through all that process and figure out that it was just like an abscess that was growing there, and they couldn't. Like, the whole thing is, like, usually when you have, like, an anal abscess or a rectal abscess, you can, like, drain it remotely.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, you can just, like, go in and just, like, drain it from there, but they couldn't actually get to it.
Oh, wow.
So, since I went to the ER and it was not a proctologist, they had to go and do surgery.
Oh, no.
Wow.
So, like, yeah. So they went and did surgery, and it was I didn't really know what was kind of going on because I was in so much pain. Like, my boyfriend at the time was just sort of like, okay, he's a douchebag. He's long and gone. But they wound up, like, draining it, but they had to they actually made 2 different incisions.
Oh, wow.
Like, okay, so the biggest thing is that when there's situations like this, they made a fistula.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so like they made a fistula to drain it.
Mm-hmm.
Coming out of that, like, you have a 50-50 chance of being able to just recover of that on your own.
Oh, yeah.
So like, it was okay for a little bit because like when I came out of the surgery, I had no idea what had actually happened. Like, the doctor, like, it was actually really, really shitty, and I will never go back to that hospital again because like I never really had any out procedure. Like, I never got like aftercare of what I needed to do. Mm-hmm. It was rough. And like I said, like, the guy that I was with that got all of that, he didn't remember anything that they told him. So I was
God.
Great.
Oh my God.
I mean, it was just lots and lots of sit fast, and I mean, like, but it was honest. It was one of the most painful experiences I've had. Because
especially if you're a bottom, like, your butthole is like your everything. So
yeah,
and to be clueless about the aftercare for that is scary.
Well,
totally.
I mean, like, this entire process has made me actually more of a top. Because,
wow. You switched.
Well, I mean, like, because, like, there's been so many months, like, it's just, like, healing process is, like, well, no one's going there. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I'm not going in a hot tub. I'm not going, like, in any of these places, like, and for someone that works on Fire Island saying that I can't go in a hot tub, I'm like, God damn it.
That sucks.
Everything. but so it's like, all right, so what else can I do? So it kind of made me a little bit more of a top, which I'm okay with. I'm happy.
Shit, how long?
What they did is.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh no. So like, what happened is that the things called like I think it's called like C-tongs or C-ties.
Mm-hmm.
So when they do that, it's almost like a drainage tube, and it's almost kind of like a rubber band that literally kind of like came out of my butthole, and then out right outside of it, and I had 2 of them.
Oh my God!
And it was a rubber band that would go like in my butthole and then in this hole that they had, and it would drain. So like, it was for solid like 4 months. I had to wear pads. Like, I was like, it was on like my period every day for 4 months.
Holy shit!
I would have to go to the bathroom and change it and everything. Yeah, it was awful.
And this is part of the aftercare they didn't tell you about, so you didn't know.
Well, then what happened was I had a friend that actually is a nurse and gave me the number of a really good proctologist. So I wound up going to them, and they looked at everything for like the after, like just kind of like after what they did, and they're like, all right, so here's what you need to do. You have like a 50% chance of this healing properly on like by itself, but those little like rubber band things had to be in there for like 6 weeks.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
that is crazy.
But like it's really really common. But no one talks about it. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
So wait. So like, what do you know how the abscess started?
It can come from a lot of different things, whether it be a bacteria. I mean, like, as a gay man, it can come from an STI, but it can also come from, I mean, like, if you're douching with a fleet that, like, you isn't clean properly, or it can just come from, like, I mean, like, it can just
It's
happen.
almost like
I mean,
a bacterial infection for us ladies who, like, our vaginas are very clean, and then you can put anything in it, and then everything goes haywire, and you can get yeast infections or bacteria infections and whatever, you know? Like, I used to get yeast infections all the time from just being eaten out by guys who were drinking beer, you know? So, like, it could be anything that happened.
Damn.
No, I mean, like, it's crazy. It can come from so many different sorts of things. I've had some friends that, like, 3 or 4 different friends that have had kind of the same thing just in the past year. And, like, but it's also, like, I actually nonchalantly diagnosed my friend with it.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Like, because he was, like, he wasn't feeling right and everything. And I was like, wait, does it feel weird when you just move like this? Because, like, it was just one of my friends on the island, and they were joking about it because, I mean, like, that's all you can do when it comes to anal health, kind of. I mean, like when you're really kind of, like, insecure about it, you kind of laugh about it a lot.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah.
And try and make a joke about it. But then he's saying, like, they were laughing the whole time that he couldn't sit up straight, and I was like, and then I went and talked to him in private, and I was like, does it hurt right here? And he was like, oh my God, yeah, ow. And I was like, bro, you need to go to the hospital right now. I was like, you need to go there because it sounds like you have an abscess, and that's exactly what it was.
Fuck.
Like,
Wow.
Like, because, well, it's a very specific, like, sort of feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's a pressure, like, that's like right on your tailbone, like, so you can't sit straight, and then, like, so, and you try and, like, lay down, and then you're like, oh, well, it's just like there's something, like, aggravated or swollen or something, so like cold compress or like a hot compress, and then that makes it's really, really crazy.
I'm so glad you're telling us about this, because there's probably a lot of people out there that don't know these things.
Yeah.
And it's good to be educated.
Yeah,
Totally.
there's let me look it up really quick, because there's this amazing clinic in Chelsea.
Yeah, we've interviewed Dr. Evan Goldstein, who...
Yes, no, it's him. Yeah. Sorry, yes, it's him. It's him.
Yeah. We've interviewed him twice, and he did a rectal exam to me. So I've had his finger up my ass.
Yeah. He did do that.
Oh my
Dave was there for it. I had his finger up my ass
Yeah,
for the podcast.
I was in a different
listen to
room.
that episode.
I was in a different room, though, but still, I was there.
Dave was on the other side of the door. Yeah.
You were watching
Dave
the
was on the other side of the door listening to it while we were on mic, but we totally recorded it for the podcast. I've given my asshole to this podcast.
You have, baby, and that's so amazing.
Thank you. So when you went through the healing, like, how was your poop? I mean, it sounds like it was hard to poop during that time.
Oh my God! Well, it was terrible. I mean, like, I was actually here, like, it was like the day after, like, the first poop was the most excruciating pain I've ever felt. Like, and I screamed, and actually, like, my dad was a saint, and he actually flew out and brought me back to. He was like, "You're just gonna recover in Arizona, at our house." So he, like, flew back, but I totally, like, as I was walking up the ramp, like, as I got off the plane, because, like, you have no continence, like, through all this. So, like, I sat up and I literally, like, I was walking up the jetway and I shit my pants.
Oh.
Like, I was totally just like, I, like, grabbed my dad's arm and was like, I just shit myself.
Oh.
Oh my God. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
But like,
Did you do this getting on the plane or off the plane?
this is off the plane, so I'd like.
Oh, thank God! So you're not going on the plane where you like.
No. Oh my god! I never even thought about that. That would have been terrible.
Oh, that would have been a nightmare. You're like, okay, how long is this flight?
Look, we're leaving with or without you.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
They're like, I'm just gonna sit and stew.
Yeah. Oh. Oh no, that would have been a nightmare.
No, I mean like. But I also looked at in that area too, because my aunt had actually had she had weight loss surgery a few years back and had like skin reduction or whatever. But it happened to be the same exact week, so I had a little like recovery buddy. So we would both be like waddling around, like trying to be like, "Do you need anything?" And then there was like 2 recliners. It was pretty cute. I got to bond with my aunt through that.
Oh.
So how long was the recovery period?
A long time.
And this was right after the initial surgery, or when you went, like.
This is like right after the initial surgery, and then I actually wound up having to have like 2 more.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Do you think the initial surgery wasn't as successful? That's why you had to have more?
Exactly. Yes. That's
wow.
it was from this ER that was just like didn't necessarily know what they were doing.
Wow.
And then like literally like 3 weeks after I had the surgery, I got like a letter saying that doctor was no longer with the hospital. And I was like, oh great. So there's
fuck.
I'm like, oh cool. So like those 2, when I was talking about those 2 like rubber band things, he like pretty much just like poked 2 holes in my ass. Like I have 3 buttholes now.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
I mean, I'm sad we're doing this via phone because I almost want to see it.
Oh my god! I will send you a picture.
Ellen would love that.
I want to see somebody
like,
with 3 buttholes. I
Yeah,
feel like you should get paid just for that.
Yeah, right.
I call it my witch's mark.
Wow.
Witch's mark.
I call it, it's my little witch's mark.
Are they all functional?
No. No, I mean like
fart. Which one can squeeze out farts?
Yeah, right.
Well, I never. It's like, well, it's kind of crazy because like after that like initial one, like the whole thing is it's a whole procedure called like a lift. So I technically had a butt lift.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey. But it like because it made that like what I was saying before. It made that fistula. So it like if that doesn't heal by itself all the way, what they have to do is actually kind of go in and tie it off.
Oh.
And then it kind of like and then it should be fine. But now I have like 2 separate little dimples that like also like so I always have to be like super careful if I do get in a hot tub or I do get in the pool. I have to be very like cautious of like where I'm going because if something there is still like a little bit like of a reservoir that can kind of it doesn't go into my body, but it can still get kind of like inflamed.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not fun, but
no.
But
but I'm so glad you're telling us because like people need to know like the right kind of doctors to see for things like this and like if they are feeling that pressure, what they can do. You know, like I'm so thankful that you're sharing this with all of us.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. I mean, like, because like it's that weird. It's honestly that weird pressure like between your tailbone, and I mean like. I just know it from a male perspective because, like, it pushes up kind of like your perineal. I think that's the word for it. Pretty much like where, like, your dick attaches to your prostate almost, where they're all, like, you feel that pressure just right in there.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of builds, like, also, and you can feel it kind of, like, against, like, your tailbone and your entire kind of torso down there.
Wow.
So it's like, it's crazy.
Damn.
No,
Yeah, that does sound crazy. But thanks
but-
for sharing this too, because it's like you're like I was saying, it's like some people might even have this and have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I had a friend that posted something he posted like earlier this year, and just kind of from like kind of clues that he just wrote about, I was like, you had exactly what I had. Because people are ashamed about it.
Oh,
People
yeah,
are,
I'm sure, yeah.
are embarrassed about it, and that's why like I'm so happy to talk about it on this podcast, because that makes it. Because I immediately messaged him and was like, "Hey, is this what happened to you?" And he was like, "Yep." And so it's like, but it's also it's kind of creating like, hey, butt health is serious too, you know?
No, it is. That's why, like, when Dave and I started this podcast, we originally just wanted to laugh at poops and farts. And then we realized how, like, so many people are in the dark with so much butt health. And that's why I gave my asshole to Dr. Evan Goldstein to do on the podcast, because we should be talking about hemorrhoids and our gut health and everything, because it's so important, because there is such a stigma around it.
Totally.
Absolutely. I mean, like, and it's like, especially what I love is like, you'll hear so much information about about butt health, especially like with gay men. But what I love what you guys do is talk about it like with women and with everybody else, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
and like kudos for you guys for doing that, because it's like, it's not just about people that are like, so I count the butt.
Yeah.
well, Matty, the funny thing is everybody has a butthole. It
Yeah.
does not differentiate for race or for economics or sexuality. We all have to eat food and we all poop it out. So we should be talking and taking care of our buttholes. Like, it's an
Absolutely.
important part.
Totally.
Yeah, we had a woman on who had rectal cancer, and we learned so much from her about like things to do to like be mindful of your butthole health in that regard. So
Oh my God! Well, that's really scary. I had a member of my family that had a really big scare with that. Just a few months ago, and
wow.
and well, it's just terrifying because you don't know what to do.
Yep.
You know, and you don't know how to describe it, and you don't know how to say, "Hey, I can't get to work." Like, "Hey, I can't do it like this," and then like, because you have to be like, "Oh yeah," because my butthole's on fire and I don't know what's going on. Like, how do you say that to your bosses and be like, "Oh, okay, great.
Well,
come back when you're ready."
That's why I'm so forward about even my hemorrhoids on this podcast, because
Mhm.
people should talk about hemorrhoids. Like, hemorrhoids are normal and natural, and sometimes they get inflamed and pissed off. So,
and also especially in times like this right now, like hemorrhoids get super flared up from stress.
Yep.
You know, like,
and from
all
people sitting on the toilet too long, looking at their phones, and you got to get off. You can't bring your phone into the bathroom. You get in.
I always
Completely.
feel like I don't. Okay, I am the opposite of that. I feel like I don't wait long enough.
Oh, really?
Like, I'm like,
to poop it out.
yeah, and it's like, I'm like, okay, it's done. Okay, it's done. Right, bye. and then half an hour later, I'm like, I gotta shit again. Oh my God.
Well, that's good. Go back for
Like,
round 2. That's okay.
like, hey.
Oh my God.
And so, when did all of this happen? Like, did this happen since I saw you on the wall with the butt plug?
That was actually some of the first things I had shoved in my butt. Since
So this happened a while ago.
So this is 2 years ago, but it's been an all-on process.
Yeah. So you can still put some things in your butt. Okay.
Yeah. No. I mean, I'm fine now, but it was like my doctor told me, it was like, this may, again, you have a 50-50 chance this totally being fine, or something may come back and it may not heal properly. And if it doesn't heal properly, then you have to have this second procedure, which is what I had to have.
Right.
And that happened 8 months ago, I think. a little over a year ago, just about there. Yeah, because it was like I woke up one day and I recognized those feelings exactly, and I was like, I need to go to the doctor right now. And I call and instead of going to an ER, I called my proctologist that I had known and said, hey, this is an emergency. And she drained it, and it was like, she was a fierce black woman that she was like, she literally like popped it and drained it. She was like, all right, here's daddy. I was like, she literally said that. I was
God, that's so funny.
God, you're my favorite butt doctor ever. Thank you for making this. Thank you for making me laugh during this, because this is like so terrifying.
That's an episode of Dr. Pimple Popper I want to see.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Do you really want to see that?
No. I'm making jokes for the podcast to keep everybody laughing. I am so disgusted by Dr. Pimple Popper. My boyfriend shows me this. He loves it, and I'm like, that is the most foul thing ever. No.
That is one of those things that it turns my stomach.
Oh my God, me too. But I love trying to make everybody laugh on the podcast, so I'll say controversial things.
I love it. You guys are really great. I'm having such a great time.
Oh, awesome.
Yay!
We are too.
Should we ask you some questions, or do you have any other stories for us?
I think that's it, but I could also, when we're done with all this, I'm going to give you a recommendation for someone who is very expertise in fisting.
Oh, yes, please.
Yes, we want that.
That could.
We'd love that.
That could totally like. You sounded hesitant there.
Oh no, not at all. No, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I'm down. I also Dave and I were putting a list together of future guests we want on, and I want like straight men that are into pegging. I want lesbians into anal. Like fisting is on there too.
Yes.
I want to know people who've done blumpkins. Like who's
what
out
the
there?
Fuck is a blumpkin?
A blumpkin is getting a blowjob while you take a shit.
So good, right?
You're welcome, Matty. You're welcome. So we're bringing you all the hard-hitting news that people want to know.
The blumpkins and everything. Oh my God! I'm gonna call my nieces and nephews blumpkins from now on.
Little blumpkins.
If you meet anybody who's into blumpkins, we're dying to interview them.
Oh my God! And if you see my in-laws, be like, huh? I was like, how do you know what that is? You're not supposed to know what that is.
Yeah, right. That's not for you. Who told you that?
It's not for you. Hello. Come on.
Oh my God, that's so great. Well, yeah, let's go into questions then.
So, Matty, what kind of toilet paper do you like, and do you put it on the roll over or under?
Okay, I'm very serious about this question. It is always over. It is always over, and it is always over. It was if you look, there's an actual when it was the toilet paper roll was patented. It was actually, you look at it and the actual diagram of how they actually have the toilet paper coming, it goes over.
Exactly.
Although I do kind of understand, having it on the backside so it'll just cut off a few, sheets. It can be more conservative, I guess. Because if you pull it, it'll actually...
Thank you.
So
that's exactly what. Yeah, I'm an under.
Yeah,
but I like under. But yes, that's the over thing. Like as soon as you pull it, it's like the thing goes flying down to the floor.
You're like, ah!
Yeah. It's like an I Love Lucy episode. You're like trying to
paper. Yeah.
Oh God.
No, but definitely over, and it's always so weird. I mean, I really, it has to be a double ply, of course.
Do you have a particular brand that you're partial to?
I mean, I feel like Charmin can get too thick sometimes.
Yes.
It can get too thick, and I can't remember the name brand of what's not as crazy as
Scott?
Charmin is. Yes, I like Scott a lot.
Me too. That's my favorite.
Scott. Oh, Scott.
Yeah. We're fans of Scott. I am personally a fan of bamboo toilet paper because I think it's like hard yet soft, and it's good for the environment.
That's very important. I mean, like, as a gay man, I usually always carry. Like living in New York, I always have a backpack, and I usually always have a douche and wet wipes in my backpack at all times.
Nice.
So you're ready.
Because, well, you never know. I mean,
exactly.
I DJ at the Cock like once a month, and it's like you're like, oh my god, oh crap, I got a crap. And then you're like behind the booth, and you're like, oh, what the fuck am I gonna do? Oh no. So I mean, like that's always kind of terrifying. I mean, like I also poop at clubs on the regular basis all the time.
That's awesome. I'm glad you're a public pooper.
Oh my god, hello. I mean, like especially at Club Coming and what used to be Eastern Bloc, there's always air freshener because the shitters are right next to the DJ booth. So so there's usually always air freshener right in the DJ booth. So if someone doesn't, you're like, okay, come on, you let it out. You let your demons out.
Yeah, holding it in sucks.
I like that there's a difference between a gay club and a straight club. Like, straight people will not poop in public, but gay clubs, they're like, fuck it.
I gotta do what I gotta do, okay? All right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll poop wherever. I'm a straight woman who will poop wherever I am, but some people are more reserved about that.
I mean, like, I also have the bladder of a pregnant woman, so it's like I have to pee all the time. Like, I always
Same
have to
here.
like before I leave the house, everything. So, and it's just like I poop like 4 or 5 times a day.
Ooh,
Oh, damn.
You're very regular.
You're super regular. You're like a clock.
I mean, well, I don't know if it's like regular, but it's just like I just gotta poop because like what I said. Then I get nervous and I pinch it off, and I'm like and then like an hour later I gotta poop again. So.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Do you take any supplements or anything to help you stay regular?
I'm always always a big fan of Metamucil, and there's also Pure for Men.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we interviewed Pure for Men on the podcast.
I mean, my roommate is actually one of they're Insta whores.
Oh really?
Yeah. So there's always it's always out there in my apartment. So it's like, okay, fine, but it's always just a pain. I always just try and make sure that I'm eating enough protein and having enough carbs as well.
Yeah. Well, protein can block you up a little bit more than just the fiber, but it's good if you're doing Metamucil and things like Pure for Men.
Oh, totally.
You're teaching me things.
Yeah, Pure for Men's great. I love it. We're big fans.
Yeah, it's really nice. You know, these little breakfast cookies that I always like to have in the morning. That always tend to have a lot of fiber. I also really like Special K. So
Ooh.
Having
Special
a good
K.
breakfast, with a little Special K and some raspberries. I love the dried berries.
Nice.
Yeah, I love
right.
dried berries, and those are good for you. Do they make
And
you
I'm not
gassy, though?
I mean, yeah. I always fart and belch all the time. That's usually, especially in this quarantine time. I told my boyfriend, I was like, babe, I'm just farting in front of you. I'm sorry. This is just happening. so just get used to it.
Yeah, quarantine farts the whole next level.
Oh, for sure.
Totally.
For sure.
We need gas masks, not just for the coronavirus, but also.
I mean, hell, oh my God. I was laying in his bed was actually earlier today, and I totally like let one rip, and then I like sat up, totally like grabbed like my glass of water, and I like full force like went face first into my gas, and I was like,
Did you Dutch oven yourself?
I Dutch oven myself. I did.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
That reminds me, yesterday I was doing Pilates at home because we can't go out, and I got exercise, and I was ripping ass through the entire time, where my boyfriend was even like, what is wrong with you? And I realized, like, if I'm doing Pilates in a gym, I never just fly the way I let them fly yesterday.
Oh, yeah, but, like, how much more relaxed do you feel?
Oh, so much more relaxed.
Like, so yeah, so I mean, like,
you're at ease.
It's one of those things where, like, yes, you're at ease. It always gets
if I'm going to get quarantined, at least I can fart in my own home while doing Pilates, you know?
Absolutely. And that's what Pilates should be in the first place. Like, I like doing yoga and getting so, like, giggling like a little schoolgirl when someone farts or something. You know, it's like, no, like, sometimes you just gotta let it go.
Yeah, let it go, man.
Well, actually, if you're doing Pilates correctly, you should be holding in your pelvic floor, and you can't hold in your pelvic floor and fart at the same time. So I think I was just letting them loose because I was comfortable.
Yeah. Well, Matty, okay, let's just say, like, okay, look, you're out and about somewhere, and all of a sudden you gotta take a shit. Like, I mean, it's coming out like in seconds. Do you choose your pants? Or do you choose the floor or ground?
There's no toilet in sight.
No toilet in sight. I mean, it's circumstantial. I know that, but it's like, you know, you got to go. It's just like, it's coming out. What do you do? What do you choose? There's no wrong answer, by the way.
I mean, well, I would probably do my pants.
Yeah.
Because it can get caught in my underwear, and because I've had to do this before.
Oh, okay.
I have trusted a fart.
You never trust a fart. You never trust a fart. It'll stab you in the back.
Totally. You're like, you trust a fart, and it's just like, and I was like, oh my god, I just shit my pants. And I mean, like, with having such a tiny bladder, I'm really good at knowing where every bathroom is that I can possibly go to. Like, around the city, especially like when you're out and about. So I'm just like, all right, cool. Then I can go in there. I can go in this place, and then just and I have no shame in asking a restaurant if I can use their restroom.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah. You shouldn't. I mean, it's like you gotta go. You gotta go.
Yeah, but I mean, like, having to totally my pants and then going into a restroom and waddling there. And then throwing away my, I have had to throw away my, I've had to throw away my underwear. Like,
oh yeah.
Like in a total trash can. And because just like, you're like, oh my god, I just shit my pants. But I would rather risk, like, oh my god, I can tell you a really embarrassing story.
Oh, do, please.
Oh my god. Okay. So I just went and saw Cher with Stormy, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I went and saw Cher, and I had to go immediately from the concert to Club Cumming to go do my Party Fam on Fridays, and I totally thought that I was about to crap my pants, and sat down on the toilet, and the tail of my shirt, my brand new Cher shirt, was stuck in the toilet. So a shit on my Cher shirt.
Oh my god. Oh shit!
I like how you did that in a Cher accent.
Oh, my Cher shirt.
Yes, I shit my Cher shirt.
Oh my god.
And that was like the most mortifying thing, because I luckily was behind the DJ booth, but I was like, oh my God. And I told my drag queen, and I was like, Zeta, I just shit my shirt. And like, I luckily got it off, but to as much of my capabilities. But I mean, the next day, I looked at my pants and I was like, I didn't get it all off. It was.
Oh my God.
That was a terrible shitting my pants story.
Oh my God.
So question, did you save the Cher shirt and clean it?
It was a white shirt.
So did you throw it away?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
And every time I wear that shirt, I'm like, that's my Cher shirt.
God. That is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Inquiring minds need to know.
Oh, that is so good.
Oh my God.
I love everything about that.
Like if you shit your underwear, like they're just cheap pair of underwear, you just throw them away. But there's certain clothes if you shit, like you're like, if it's an expensive pair of jeans, it's like, no, I'm not throwing these away.
No, you can wash them out. I mean,
Exactly.
Oh my
We live in
God.
New York City where shit is dirty to begin with. We should be washing our clothes probably more than we actually are.
I mean,
Oh, hell yeah.
hello.
Yes. Agreed.
You do not know what's sitting on that subway on that subway seat before you sat there.
Exactly. So
Mhm.
a little of your own doo-doo is not a big problem.
I know. Oh my God, it's still mortifying for me as
Oh,
well.
I agree. Yeah.
Well, thank you for the exclusive.
Oh my God, I can't believe I actually shared that.
I wish I had a good at share. You shared your share shit story.
I shared my shit story on Share Shirt.
Oh my God, that's so great.
I love a good one.
And did you buy that shirt right there at the concert, or was it you already had?
I had just bought it. It was brand new.
Oh my God. That is fantastic.
So good.
I mean, I'm sure it wasn't
Of course you
fantastic when it was
couldn't throw
happening.
it out.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't great when it was happening, but it was great for this podcast.
Oh my. Well, I mean, like I also got a Share mug, but I didn't shit in the Share mug.
Let's hope not.
Yeah.
Oof. And do you have any childhood memories of pooping and farts?
Another shitting my pants story, if you want it.
Please. Yeah. We used to do
'cause-
unlimited shitting your pants stories.
Oh my God. Well, I grew up in Colorado, and I remember coming home from it was like a road trip, and I was the youngest of three kids. And we all had we were in like a minivan, and we were 10 minutes from home. But I just got the guttural, I had so much beef jerky, I had so much just road food, you know. And I was like, I gotta go. And we just stopped. And I was like, I gotta go. And I shit all over my hands. And that was the worst. I remember my dad having to take me into the bathroom at a gas station, literally 10 miles from my house.
How old were you?
I was 7.
Aww.
Oh, cute little diarrhea running down my leg. It was
I don't think cute and diarrhea has ever been said on this podcast before.
Until now.
Until now.
Yeah, that's my youngest memory. I was 7 or something.
That's hilarious. Anything else, Dave, that we're forgetting? I feel like you've pretty much told us it all.
You shared everything, literally.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
I guess the last one would be: do you sit or stand when you wipe your butt?
Okay, I don't fucking get this question. Because who the fuck stands when they wipe their ass?
A lot of people. You'd be surprised.
Learned that actually, we've learned that one, there's a large percentage that we didn't know of, but two, Dr. Evan Goldstein actually said it's better for hemorrhoids. If you want to poop, and as soon as you're done, stand right up and then wipe.
But then I would bend over and then wipe anyway. So I feel
exactly.
I
have bad hemorrhoids. I am not standing up to wipe. I don't want to whoopie pie myself with my own shit. So.
You said whoopie pie and I got really excited. I'm sorry.
So yeah.
I definitely sit down all the time when I wipe. I mean, like every now and then, like I'll be in a situation where I'll stand and wipe, and I'm like, this feels really fucking weird.
Agreed.
You're trying it out.
I every now and then I try and like just try different things, you know.
That's good. Keeping your butthole like entertained, keeping it like fresh, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, and like, especially like for me, because like since I do have like 3 buttholes, I always like the importance of like a bath has never like been more relevant, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and it's also nice because like before this time that we're in right now with quarantine, but like sitting down and taking that time for yourself to be like, hey, just sit in the bath and don't do anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Agreed.
And just kind of like, and also just like touch your butthole a little bit. Just make sure it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's really important.
Totally.
Well,
whenever I am in the shower and I clean my butthole, I'm always making sure everything is normal back there.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, like, and with everyone freaking out about toilet paper and everything, like, it's just like, you know, there's other options. Like,
exactly.
Get a douche attachment, like, or get a bidet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we've been preaching.
Because, I mean, like, just America's stupid to not be doing that. Because the first time I saw a bidet, it was I had never seen one before, and I was like, "What is this?" And I had placed myself right in front of it, like right over the bowl, and just like flipped on both switches like full blast, and it literally like seriously like a movie, just like sprout up right into my face. And just like feeling, and I was like, oh, and it was like trying to recover from that. But even though they did me wrong the first time, I would still always trust a bidet over toilet paper.
Totally.
Agreed.
But also, we've been saying, like, if we're at home quarantined and you ran out of toilet paper, just hop in the shower. It's not that big of a deal.
Girl. Just stretch a little bit and just put yourself under that faucet.
Exactly. It's okay. I mean, you're at home.
It's how we all first masturbated. Just look around.
You're right.
You know?
Oh, God, it's so great. So we should get into Let's Get Shitty then. We have a segment where we get to complain about things. Yeah, so let me.
I want to complain.
Well, hold on to that 1 second.
We got to play a theme song.
Yeah, I'm going to play the theme song. We'll go right into that. So give me 1 second. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for Let's Get Shitty.
There we go. Yes, the part we get to complain. So, Matty, you're star of a cannon. What do you got for us?
Well, I would like to complain that Chris Cuomo does not broadcast news without a shirt on.
Yes, Matty, I was literally just texting with my girlfriends about this morning.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, he is so fucking hot, and yes, Daddy. whatever you say, okay, I'll believe it.
Exactly.
Oh, God, that is hilarious. I love it.
I had girlfriends texting me this morning saying that Governor Cuomo is like giving them lady boners because it's so nice to have like an actual politician who sounds like he's in charge and like doing things. And I was like, yeah, Governor Cuomo might be good at talking, but his brother is good at looking good.
Oh my God, and his brother is good at stirring shit up.
Yeah.
That's so
He is
funny.
really hot. And then I was texting them pictures of his body, and they were like, I didn't know he was that hot. And I was like, he is fucking hot.
He's fucking jacked. He's jacked.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Totally agree. In quarantine times, please, Chris Cuomo, take your shirt off.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Ellen, do you have anything to complain about? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, there's more. I didn't realize. I'm sorry.
I will always have things to complain about. I think that how much people, what I've really like, aren't taking this seriously.
Yep.
I had a friend who's a nightlife legend. His name is Sham. He was actually part of the Ones, but he died yesterday from coronavirus. And, like,
oh my God!
People aren't taking this stuff seriously. He was young. He was, he actually wrote like "Flawless" that George Michael bought that from them. Absolutely flawless. So he actually wrote that song. With Paul Alexander.
And how old was he?
I think that he was in his 50s. But I mean, like he got sick a few days ago, and the hospitals were like, "You're not serious. Go home." And like they turned him away, and then nobody heard from him. And they checked on him like 2 days ago, and he had passed away. So I mean, like,
Jesus,
that is awful.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like, not.
Wait,
totally,
why did the hospitals turn him away?
Because he wasn't like severe and at risk, and it was just self quarantine and just like didn't do a test and all those things. So it's like and he was a nightlife legend. You know, like this is a man that's like shit. Like he's actually on HBO has their documentary called Wig, which is all about like wig sock and everything, and them bringing that back and Bushwig and whatnot. But yeah, he had never like this guy's huge. I mean, like, and now he's gone. You know, like he was like he was the door guy. You know what I mean? But so it's like people that's what's chapping my ass. Just like people not taking it seriously, and also just like checking in on people that live alone.
Yeah.
So it's just like that. Like that's just my biggest thing. That it's this stuff is serious, and it's not to be joking about. You know, it's not just like I
agree.
Thing.
Yes.
No.
I mean, you basically
not to get too political.
Yeah, no, you basically summed up.
Do you have a Let's Get Shitty?
Well, I was gonna say that was my Let's Get Shitty. Like people not taking the shit seriously.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's crazy. I saw like some photo in was it New York Post maybe or something like that? People in Williamsburg, like at the park, like it looked like it was packed. It looked like a photo from like, you know, the summertime, just people hanging out. Like there was like no care in the world. I'm like, you guys, what is wrong with you?
No, I wish they would do what they're doing in Italy, and they just have cops on megaphones yelling at people, "Get in your house."
I think in London now.
Get inside.
I think in London it's like $1,000 fine or something like that, or $2,000 fine or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to head in that direction if these assholes keep hanging out in public.
Yeah.
So going to be people being like, "Oh, well, you're in prison."
Oh yeah, it's horseshit.
But it's like, hey, we're just trying to keep everyone safe because, like, I mean, like, I know that, like, my boyfriend has, like, he has compromised lungs, you know?
Right. So he's he's really at like
yeah. So he's asthmatic. He already has like a breathing machine that we already have here, you know, and that's like all that, like, so it's like if something were to happen, like if he actually did get sick, he would absolutely have to be hospitalized. Even me just going to the grocery store today, like, is still like risky just for me to do for us to get food. This is serious, you know, and this is a big thing.
My let's get shitty really quick is well, I don't have a let's get shitty. You guys said it all.
Okay.
I agree.
Well,
I had something on the tip of my tongue, but I'll just save it for next time.
Save it for next time. All right, well, look, we're gonna flush those problems away.
Yeah.
There we go. Gone. All gone.
Does you feel better?
Can I give douching tips real quick?
Oh, yes.
If you're at a douche, just know what a saline douche does. A saline douche will like take all of the nerve bacteria out of your body and like totally like exclude it. If you're doing like anal sex or whatever, just take that douche, get a fleet enema, empty it, fill it up with warm water, and just use that. And do that.
We learned from Dr. Evan Goldstein that water can sometimes be harsh for your butthole too.
Crap.
So Dr. Evan Goldstein came up with a great douche called the Future Method that has like a combination of things to keep the inside of your butthole pH balance really nice, and it doesn't tear easy and all the rest of it.
I want to know that immediately, please.
Yes, I'll send you the link to the Future Method.
Oh my God. Well, I like the Future Method, but yeah, I mean, like, just do safely and just be ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we've also learned there's a huge difference between enemas and douching. Douching is just to clean out your rectum. Enemas is to like get you to poop. So take your fiber and just poop normal.
Agreed.
Absolutely. I mean, like, again, nobody wants. I think you called it before, like a whoopie pie. Yeah. Nobody wants a whoopie pie.
Yeah.
Especially during sex.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes. No one wants that during sex for sure.
No.
So we just have a quick news story. I'm going to play the little theme song and we'll just get you out of here. So give me 1 sec. Yes. So this is in a time of like, uncertainty and like, health crisis. This is kind of a fun story. I think Alan sent this to me, but I can't remember. We found out that Mr. Rogers, the beloved groundbreaking children's show host, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, his wife gave his widow, Joan Rogers, gave a interview to Los Angeles Times. It said that her husband loved farting. He loved it. Oh my God, he was just that was like one of those quirky things he liked to entertain his wife with. He just let out a big fart. She said, "quote," and she said, and I quote, "He would just raise one cheek and he would look at me and smile." I just love this guy. I mean, I love Mr. Rogers, but like I didn't think it was possible to love him anymore. But when I found out that little fact, it made me like, it's so good. Like a really cool guy.
He farted on that show too.
Oh, that would have been the best.
Even like
he's like fart. Yeah. He's like farts. Boys and girls are totally natural.
Won't you be my?
Yeah. He's like, won't you be my?
Farts are normal.
It's like.
So good.
Oh my God. Well, with that little fun story, Matty, thank you so much for being on the show with us.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Matty.
this is so much fucking fun.
Awesome. You were fantastic. You were so great, and we loved having you on.
Oh my God, no, I have had such a blast with you guys.
Aw.
Literally.
Yeah. Well, so where can the people find you? Like, where are you? Social media? Like, where can we see you at?
Social media. I am on Instagram. It's Matty MATTY _Glitterati, which is glitter ATI. So, and then I think Twitter is just Matty Glitterati, and Facebook the same. And my Venmo is
at
Matty's Glitterati. There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We got it all.
We all lost all our jobs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.
It was so much fun.
Thank you so much, Matty, for having you on the phone. And I hope in the future we get to have you in person.
Yeah, we want to.
Oh my gosh, I will totally come back.
We want to see those.
I would love to come back.
We want to see those 3 buttholes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to see my witch's mark?
Yes.
Yeah.
Show you my witch's mark.
Perfect.
I mean, you're most definitely a first on the show to have 3 buttholes.
Hey, if someone can top that, by all means, I will. I will literally give them $1,000.
Awesome. We're going for 4 people. 4 now. Well, anyway, thanks again. And
I mean, I don't even think we've had anybody who has had 2 buttholes, let alone 3.
Yay.
He just raised the bar real high.
Oh, totally. Oh my God. Well, with that, we'll see you guys next week on next dump day, and stay safe out there.
Yes, stay safe, healthy, and sane, and happy pooping, everyone.
We'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey Poopy Podcast is brought to you by Perfect 4 Entertainment. Produced by Dave and Ellen, with executive producer Stormy Leather. Edited by me, Dave.
For more information, go to heypoopypodcast.com for episodes, merch, and more. Follow us on Instagram at heypoopypodcast and Twitter at heypoopy. Theme song by Jordan Perlson. Hey Poopy.